This is the book of Psalms, chapter 51 and verse 10. It reads, "Create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me." Shalom Akim. Kol haloyim la alahayanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rucha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakathah. So, pretty much after waking up this morning, you know what I'm saying, the water Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Spirit had laid it on me to meditate a little bit, right? And, in the brief silence, I was reflecting on my response to a comment in a previous video, right? And Salakia. And it, the Spirit pretty much had inspired me to bring further edification, you know what I'm saying? And so in this lesson, all right, in this lesson, I want to teach on the aspects of one's emotions, all right, to free the mind, if you will. And as I was meditating, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying, what it is in our daily lives and in the frame of mind, you know what I'm saying, that we're constantly in. You know what I'm saying? The men of the Lord do not have the luxury of being overly emotional. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times, not at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not as if we don't have feelings. It's not as if we don't feel these things, you know what I'm saying? All right? But we cannot be moved by them. That's the point. All right? It takes me to the thought of the movie Star Wars. For those who understand Star Wars, and you study the Jedi Order, or you really look at the Jedi Order, and you see a lot of parallels that the Jedi have with the prophets. You know what I'm saying? They live the way they live, and they have tenets regarding the light side and the dark side, you know what I'm saying? And how there always has to be, you know what I'm saying, the push to stay away from the dark side, right? And one of the things that's revolving around that aspect is the controlling of the emotions, right? We've seen it with Obi-Wan Kenobi in his dealings with Anakin Skywalker, you know what I'm saying? But there was a prophecy of one who would bring forth a balance to the Force, right? And that balance would also hinge upon emotions. You see? So when you look at, take for example, you look at Yoda, all right? And you also look at Mace Windu. These two Jedi, okay? They're the strongest Jedi, they're the greatest Jedi, the wisest Jedi, you see what I'm saying, of the Jedi Order. And why is that? The reason why is because they have control over both sides. All right, they have control over the light side and the dark side. So in Star Wars lore, that would make them gray Jedi. Okay, gray Jedi. It's not one extreme on the right. It's not one extreme on the left. It's a balance within the center. Okay, and that's why Yoda was able to use power from the dark side, or at least channel power from the dark side and redirect it to Count Dooku. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the understanding of the left hand side. Okay. The reason Mace Windu was able to kill was because he understood, all right, the strength on the left hand side. You see, so that's why those two were the most powerful Jedi. But I digress. Of course, I just wanted to steer off on that little tangent. But we, the men of the Lord, were not moved by these emotions. At least we're not supposed to. All right, we're not supposed to be moved by these emotions. And so in most cases, we look at world affairs with a sense of indifference, right? A sense of indifference. When you understand what the Lord is about, what his intentions are, then you tend to look at the world differently. All right. When you see this car crash that took out a family of 4, all right, do we get emotional about that? No. Because to the Lord belongs the issues from death. It's to the Lord. It's not to us. Right? What the scriptures say in Job. Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? You see, whoever perished being innocent, man. We think in these linear terms of mortality. The Lord doesn't see it that way, because he's the Father of all spirits. So he knows exactly who you are. He knows exactly what you've done in the previous life, because indeed we do come back. The spirit never dies. The spirit only comes back in a new vessel and lives out the next life after the 3rd to 4th generation. That is reincarnation, or as the scriptures say, regeneration. You see? So we're indifferent when we look at the affairs of the world. You know what I'm saying? We're laser focused on prophecy and prophecy alone. All right? All the particulars in between, they don't move us, because anything after that, you being your yay, or your nay being your nay, anything else will stem from evil. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be balanced in this thing, right? The job of a prophet is to prophesy, then leave, then watch, then wait. That's the whole thing of what a prophet is. A prophet prophesies. Okay, the word prophesy, all right, it's a compound word. It means to say before. Pro meaning before, and phasis meaning to speak. So we have to speak these things before they happen. So we prophesy, then we leave the scene, and then we watch, and then we wait. That's all we do. The life of a prophet is not glamorous. It's not glamorous. All right? It's not exciting or enticing to the common man. You see? It's not. It's essentially a life of solitude. To pretty much to have the knowledge and the ability to unlock the mysteries that's written in these scriptures. Okay? That bears a heavy burden. It bears a heavy burden. The scriptures say, he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Right? So it's a heavy burden to have this to have all of this this knowledge and this wisdom. You see? To know these mysteries. And our job is to go out and teach them. Right? And the elect who hear it will be able to understand it. All right, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 39. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. You see? And the wisdom of all the ancients, meaning the prophets that came before us, is all recorded in these scriptures, man. You see what I'm saying? It's all recorded. So to be occupied in these prophecies pretty much bears a massive weight, you know what I'm saying, on the person's spiritual shoulders, so to speak, right? When you think about how much you have to look at the world differently when you learn about the secrets contained, okay, and how these elites move, you know what I'm saying? How the people remain stuck in the witchcraft, all right, that you see all around you, man. All right? You can't let your emotions dictate your judgment or cloud your judgment. You know what I'm saying? But when you dive into these scriptures, all right, it's the first step. When you become occupied in prophecy, it's the first step in beginning to learn the Lord's ways. You see? We understand that the Lord is not interested in our emotions, man. And yet at the same time, he gave us these emotions to feel. Why would he do that? Someone might be asking, right? Well, the reason why, all right, the reason why is to teach those who would be rulers of this world and inheritors of the universe, all right, the elect of the nation of Israel. The reason is to teach them to learn balance. You see? It's to teach them balance. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. It says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord. A false balance is abomination to the Lord. But a just weight is his delight. You see, a just weight. Okay? We're taught how to control our emotions, to balance them out. All right, let's go to Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 103, and let's go to verse 8. It says, the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. All right? Slow to anger and plenteous in mercy. A balance. See what I'm saying? And the thing is, if we're coming into this thing, we're trying to be like the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We're patterning our ways, all right, to his ways as sons of God, right? This is Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 28. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You see, where there is no balance, all right, your spirit's going to crumble. All right. And you're going to fall under the weight of the pressure, man, because the time is coming. The time is coming, man. All right. The time is coming that all you're going to have left is your integrity in these and the faith of these scriptures, man. The faith in these in the words that's written. The faith in what was spoken by the prophets. That's all you're going to have. And a lot of people aren't going to make the cut. A lot of people. Let's go to James. This is James chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." Okay? Don't let your emotions get involved, man. You see? When all hell breaks loose and we start seeing people getting judged left and right and center, you have to let your emotions go. All right? It says the Lord, you know, when the Lord is merciful, like I read early in the book of Psalms. All right, the Lord is merciful. He's slow to speak. He's, shall I say, he's slow to anger and wrath. All right, he holds his peace a lot of the times. Okay, the Lord can be very merciful, but the Lord can be very cruel in his teachings as well. Right? And you've seen examples of this. You've seen examples of this. The Lord had Hosea. He had Hosea marry a hoe, pretty much. He had Hosea the prophet marry a whore, and then have children with her. Why? Just to prove a point to Israel, all right? In pretty much showcasing or emphasizing Israel's prophetic future. You know what I'm saying? Where he named his children Lo Ami, all right? Lo Ruamah, okay? So, this is these types of things that you got to look at, and you can go and read that in Hosea, the 1st chapter. All right. Another account, he took Ezekiel's wife. You know what I'm saying? He took the life of Ezekiel's wife, you know what I'm saying, through a stroke. Through a stroke, man. And then he told him not to mourn or to shed a tear for this woman. All right? As a matter of fact, let me get that. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 24. All right, this is Ezekiel 24 and verse 15. It says, "Also the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke." He's talking about his wife. "Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shall thy tears run down." Okay? "Neither shall thy tears run down. Forbear to cry." All right? "Forbear to cry. Make no mourning for the dead. Bind the tire of thine head about thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men." You see what I'm saying? So the Lord took his wife, man. The Lord took Ezekiel's wife and then told him not to mourn or shed a single tear for this woman, but to stand up, put his shoes on, and go prophesy to the Israelites on an empty stomach. All right. Why? Just to prove a point. To prove a point to the children of Israel, man. You see? So the Lord can be cruel in his teachings. You know what I'm saying? You do take a look at Job. The Lord took the wife of Job. He took his wife. Lord took his kids, took his cattle, took his possessions. You see what I'm saying? Job had it all. He had a fine ass woman. He had beautiful daughters. He had plenty of cattle. Plenty of cattle. You see? He had acres of land. He was good. He was straight, man. He was the richest in the land, and then he lost it all. The Lord took it all away from him. And then what? Then had boils on his body. Okay? Made him look like a hot mess. And then the Lord cussed his ass out when he began to show weakness, saying to gird up his loins. You see what I'm saying? The Lord can be cruel in his teachings as well. There's a balance. He's not just all merciful. He's not just all love. He's balanced, man. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. Right? So when dealing with the cares of this world, we the prophets, we don't show much concern with it outside of prophecy, man. And we're here to teach the hopeful elect to walk in that same path, okay? In that same mindset, to walk in balance, to free the mind, okay? To free the mind. The lives of every soul on the planet are about to make a truly dramatic shift, man. A truly dramatic shift very soon. Let's go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "Behold, thou hast kept the word of my patience. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Everyone on the planet is about to change, is about to have their lives drastically changed. Reflect on that. And those that still tied to this world, you know what I'm saying, through their emotions, all right, those who are leaning on their own understanding, their own thoughts, and not on the fear of the Lord, not on the trust of the Heavenly Father. Those who are not moving in the spirit, and they lean on carnality, they lean on their fixation of their life here. You see what I'm saying? Why did the Lord Yahweh say remember Lot's wife? He said remember Lot's wife for a reason. What did Lot's wife do? She looked back. Why did she look back? That's the question. That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Why did she look back? You see, Lot was wealthy. Lot was wealthy. He had a good life over there in Sodom. You see, he was living big. And she remembered that wealth, and she remembered that lifestyle. She remembered that lifestyle. And so she looked back. You see? And like I said, those who are still tied to this world, they're going to give in to the system of this beast when it's established. And our job, all right, our job is to warn you of what's coming and to prepare you to endure it through the Spirit, man. You got to endure this thing. And your emotions must not play a role in any of it. When it's time to separate from this place fully, completely, 100%, when you have to completely remove yourself from this place, all right? Remove yourself from this system. You know what I'm saying? You may go without a home. You may go without a car. You may go without this or that, you know what I'm saying? Public transportation or anything. You may be shut out of society. Hard to get any food. You see what I'm saying? If you're not rooted in the spirit, you're going to fail. Your emotions must not play a part or a role in any of what you about to be going through, man. You're going to see things that will cause PTSD. Huh? You're going to see things that's going to cause PTSD. You're going to see horrific sights that will break a man's will. The Lord told us plainly not to set our minds upon these things. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14. And let's go to verse 12. Or verse 13. 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 13. It says, "Now therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Put off now the weak nature." That's what this is, man. Okay? And if you remain in this emotional state, okay? Like I said, you're going to falter. You're going to throw in the towel. You see? You got to understand what we're dealing with, man. People are about to be betrayed. People are about to betray you. People are about to come after the prophets. You see? This word will no longer be accessible. This is what we're talking about here. All right? It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen already shall be done hereafter." You're going to see worse things, man. Much, much worse. You see what I'm saying? And our job is to not dwell on these things. You see? But to constantly move through the spirit, man. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 2. Because the Lord promised that he would keep us safe. All right? And the Lord is not one to break his promise. 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 27. "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children, for I will deliver thee, saith the Lord." Okay? Those of you women who believe, who have the faith, all right, who believe in the words of the prophets, the Lord can show mercy. The Lord will show mercy upon you and your family. All right, you and your children. You see? You brothers out there, you men, you women, and you children. All right? Hold fast to these words, man. Because we're coming into the time where all you're going to have is your faith. Let's go to Romans. All right, those who want to mock, those who want to scoff, those who want to make fun of this truth, man, let them have it. Let them have it, because they're going to see very soon. Let's go to Romans chapter 11. And let's hit verse 3. It says, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. And that's going to happen. All right. The prophets are going to be in the media. All right. We're going to be in the news. We're going to be plastered all over the place, man. They're going to come with an accusation against the prophets. You see? And when that happens, that's the end of the truth, man. Or that's the end of the preaching of this word. You see? That's the end of preaching this word. Verse 4, but what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. All right? The Lord set aside those of the elect that's not going to be taken and destroyed, man. All right? This isn't going to happen the same way it was the same way it did before. Us being thrown into lions' dens, you know what I'm saying? Us being ripped to shreds. Us fighting to the death. Us being crucified, you know what I'm saying? And all right, stoned to death and all that type of stuff, man. Those kind of gruesome deaths, that's not going to happen no more. It's not going to happen anymore. All right? Not this time. Not this time. They may get a few of us and lop off our heads. You see what I'm saying? But this time, they know, the elite know, all right, that the Lord is going to bestow power upon his men in this grand finale of prophecy. See what I'm saying? Verse 5, even so then at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Okay? And the remnant, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the elect, the 1/3 men, women, and children, okay? They're going to be sealed, man, and saved from this wicked demon. All right? But remember, you have to control your emotions, okay? And to do that, you have to free your mind. Anyway, I'm gonna cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right. I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ruchak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom.